Hey guys, Tightrope here, bringing you a 1v1 today. We are on Villa Fiore. Thanks for spawning down the bottom side. We've got DOGGOMMANDER with Afrika. And on the top side is RebelWarrior with US forces. Starting out with a barracks here, so it's going to be a rifleman start. Also started out with an engineer instead of like double scouts, which is maybe a little bit more popular these days. This is a Patreon backer submitted game in terms of rankings. DOGGOMMANDER, I think 900, up against RebelWarrior 1200. So a huge amount of sandbags and wires queued up on this Panzer Pio. They kept the fuel and then they run into the middle. Like he's anticipating a lot of fighting around this low fuel point, wants to get here early. Have the positions ready to defend. Has locked into Panzerjager Command now as well. Be able to plant some ES mines maybe later on. Because ES mines are pretty good, right? Yeah, pretty damn good. One of the real highlights, I think, of this battle group in 1v1s.
The Fox's finest here.
So, two riflemen. DOGGOMMANDER hasn't gone for any kind of light vehicle yet. But this is a timing where... Okay, this squad needs to come off a little bit slow. This is a timing where you could go for a 250 about now. Yep, it's going to be 250. Yeah, that's fine. Let's complete the cap on the munitions point first. We'll bring the squad in. There's no like urgency to fight early on as the DAC player if you don't have your light vehicle yet. If you haven't gone for the Crudshits and you're waiting to build your 250 at this timing, you don't need to like get aggressive. You just need to kind of wait until that 250 is available, because you really do want that combined arms buff. It makes such a big difference. Chased back at the moment. There's this cover position set up though. And here comes 250. Looks like everything's coming into the middle now for a big old brawl. Engineers capping on the edge though while this is happening. Soft retreating back, maybe looking to do some ambushes around the corner. Just checking if we've got... Oh, it was a side tech to weapon support center and he's gone for a bazooka team. It's like maybe he's going to go for grenades. In fact, the RebelWarrior's gone for a side tech here. Makes me think he's going to skip going for a Greyhound and just go straight for a tier 4. Maybe with a half-track. Go for the infantry support center now. Has the bazooka out, ready to deal with the 250. 250 needs to be hunting. No, you really need to take advantage of it at this timing. Getting aggressive with it. Maybe even like leveraging the healing that it can give early on, like getting in a fight, getting your squads low, and using the healing on it. There's so much early utility. Got to take advantage of that before, you know, the enemy's light vehicles can arrive and this thing falls off in effectiveness. There's a mine here. This is about to be a disaster. Engineers right there as well. And it's going to go down. Ouch. That is really painful. So DOGGOMMANDER decided to build a Panzerjager at this timing. I don't think this was really necessary.
Starting requisition of light support elements.
Only thing that could be arriving at this timing is a half-track, then potentially upgrade to a quad later on. But I think you can generally wait and see what your opponent's doing. You know, you've got that 6-minute call-in where you can go for Panzerjager inside the 250 if you need it. So this is building a squad in advance like this. I think is generally not necessary. Same story with the Humber. Earlier it arrives. It's like 5:30. You can just tank the damage for 30 seconds and then go for the call-in. As long as you're giving yourself, you know, the manpower to do so. Haven't spent that manpower on something else in the meantime. So yeah, I'm not on board with this. I think, you know, early Panzerjagers can be quite good if you're up against like a 4x4 or a dingo. You can really catch your opponent off guard if you've already built the 250 early. Just, you know, don't go for the early tech up, chuck your Panzerjager inside and then go chasing after the dingo. Try to do it like really sneaky. Just charge in, get the kill straight away, get you off to a great start. But yeah, building a squad raw like this when there's nothing on the field is not the right call. So Scout is harassing on the far side while all this is happening. It is painful. Losing ground like that to the Scout caps up the map so quickly. But this is like a fine timing for the flak feeling. Hasn't been delayed by too much. And have built the Panzerjagers, so it does have some defense. But having seen the bazooka team, as I said, I wouldn't be expecting a Greyhound. That will be the main threat at this timing. Greyhound's not that likely. You're going to be up against a half-track more likely. The flak can kind of fight back against both of the half-tracks pretty easily.
All victory points are under enemy control. We must act.
Didn't see, did he build a mine there before getting the cap off? Got to make sure you're not doing that anymore.
Territory sector has been claimed by the enemy.
Get that capping done first. Fuel control is more important than the mine. Queue up the mine after the capture order if you want.
The enemy have claimed our
So the flak may be a little bit too conservative with it here to start off. Here it comes now though. Dodge on the grenade. So RebelWarrior here has put a lot of like LMGs on his ranges. Generally, you know, if I've dropped in weapon crates and they're bad, we'll put them on my riflemen. So they can always do with the long range firepower and the bars. Always put the flamethrowers on the rangers. Maybe leave the bazookas in base until there's a vehicle I need to shoot at. That's my strategy at the moment. But you have to be careful, because if you put a bar from a weapon crate on the rifleman and then you convert it to a ranger, they will lose those bars. It's a bit of an unusual feature at this stage. It's been in the game for so long, I don't know if I can call it a bug anymore. So it's a LEIG call-in for Dog Commander. Is up against a machine gun, so it's okay. And I think on this map, it's one of the maps where the LAG can be really strong, can just kind of be parked really close to your base, not have to move much, do some big damage. LAG's not very popular this patch, maybe got a little bit over nerfed, but I think this is one of the maps like this, Faymanville, where it can be still really, really strong. But so far, RebelWarrior hasn't been exerting like that much pressure. Usually the US players are a bit more aggressive than this. So there hasn't been that much bleed overall on either side. Bit of a low command point game that means as well. It's definitely making it easier to afford a few things. But yeah, maybe up until this point the flak feeling hasn't been in quite enough combat. It needs to be more active than this. Similar story, you know, you want to do as much damage as you can with it before the enemy feels their counter. So far, hasn't been involved in that much fighting. Obviously, you know, you don't want to lose it, don't want to be too aggressive, but got to get it going. Ooh, cheeky grenade there by the Rangers. throw onto the squad that was out the back. Let's have the 75mm M3, but building blocking it from attacking, so it's working out pretty well for the flak right now. And the Ford mid truck here going to do some forward healing. This is a bold move, you know. Sometimes I don't have the confidence to do this, but it seems to be working out pretty well right now for Dog Commander. But 75mm M3 is definitely the right call. Maybe the bazookas can get some damage in, the 75mm M3 can as well. And this is, yeah, I think quite good. Some S-mines up. You can actually like cancel it midway through. You don't have to complete the whole field, which I think is generally quite good because you get your munitions back from the cancelled portions that you didn't construct. And it's not often that somebody's going to run through like the whole minefield. So if they come up and sweep it after running into part of it, okay. Hold that thought. Flak feeling is down. Having a look through here. Okay, no smoke for Dog Commander. I think if you're going for the flak feeling, it should be one of your priorities after getting it. Try and get smoke on it. Makes keeping it alive so much easier. So I'll definitely be doing that before taking any further. Okay, chased down though from the Panzerjagers. Nice kill. Destroying some stuff, but looks like he's going to get out of there clean. Did a pretty good job of avoiding driving close to the vision of the circle. Don't get away with that. That was a nice little dive. Bit of revenge there for the flak feeling going down. So RebelWarrior's going to rebuild that. Definitely playing into his fast tech strat. And Dog Commander has gone for the veteran squad leaders, which it's okay. He doesn't have that much infantry. I feel like it's not a super high priority upgrade. Certainly, you know, smoke I think is much more important for the flak feeling if you've gone for it. Oh, the captain got wiped over here. Wow, S-mines. I think he hit about 3 of them. Went down fast. Nice kill there. But yeah, it's not that important of an upgrade. Unless you're going for like quite a lot of infantry. Maybe slightly more than this. Maybe if you're going for like an assault green call-in or Panzerjager call-in instead of like a team weapon call-in. Or if you're going for battlefield espionage and you're really looking to lean on your Panzergreens, get them with double LMGs after salvaging, scavenging some weapons from wrecks, stuff like that. That's when it becomes more important. But overall, yeah, RebelWarrior is not really attacking that much. He's got these ranges, they're very good at run and gun charging in, but he hasn't really been leveraging that too well. It's giving Dog Commander a lot of time to just sit back and wire up. So remember, you can always like give your LEIG like an attack move command. A pretty easy way of microing it, letting it auto attack. Oh, he runs over the S-mines again? Okay, maybe building the whole field of S-mines is good at this rank bracket. Okay, 250 goes down. I think I hit a mine over there, then went down. I saw engine damage on it. Double Rangers charging through the middle. And these squads are not rotating to assist. Don't have the LMGs on them yet either, so they would struggle to fight the Rangers anyway.
Ammunition point. An infantry support gun has been claimed. Our victory point is being
yeah,
neutralized by the enemy.
to go for like a third squad of P-Greens later on.
We have a battle group awaiting you.
Okay,
Victory point under enemy control.
got the combined arms bonus when in heavy cover option. So okay, that's making a bit more sense now what Dog Commander's up to here. You guys might not be aware, but this is bugged at the moment. It can stack. You can keep combined arms and the combined arms substitute that this provides at the same time. Make these squads really powerful if you've got vehicles and cover in the same area.
300 points remaining.
Imagine that will be going away shortly, you know, when the new patch comes in, but at the moment it's a pretty strong option. One of the highlights of this, you know, I think those two factors combined, S-mines and the stacking combined arms bonus, it's pretty powerful. P3's charging in here. We have some Rangers coming across.
Proximity alarm near our victory point.
Gets the kill. Nice little chase down.
We have lost control over victory point.
Narrowly avoids the mine as well. Oh, this is yeah, okay.
The enemy holds our
Doesn't
victory
look like he's got too many bazookas on the Rangers yet. In fact, he's only got one, it seems. So P3 should be fine.
Getting into the action.
But yeah, there's a solid half-track plate in the middle. Be a really strong option on Fiore. It's kind of like a little bit shielded as well when it's down the hill. Feels less susceptible to getting killed than some of the other maps. Have a look at some of these tech options. No further.
We found the front line. The enemy's pushing through here. We have only 250 points remaining.
So at this stage, as Dog Commander, I would maybe be considering trying to get some... Oh, no retreat. Ouch. Like some suppression up to help contain the Rangers, and then look for like a Tiger stall, because P3s, they can kind of get bullied by Rangers if the Rangers get a few bazookas, and unless you've got like the machine gun upgrade from armored support buffing up the machine guns, boosting up the anti-infantry performance, the P3s just not that good against Rangers. They're okay, but not going to be crushing them, and could find yourself in some major trouble against them. So that's what I'll be looking to do about now. Some suppression and the Tiger stall. But yeah, so far none of the P-Greens have been upgraded with the LMGs for Dog Commander. Which, you know, I think if you're investing into veteran squad leaders, you kind of want to get them with LMGs, but then in this battle group, maybe you want to be spending your munitions on minefields and stuff, so maybe there's a little bit of like anti-synergy there with how this build has gone so far. But yeah, machine guns on the field, so that's good for Dog Commander. Meanwhile, on the other side, Rebel Commander has gone for survival training and advanced logistics. So that's why he's been leaning so heavily into the Rangers. He's fully juiced them up with the upgrades. He's looking to utilize them. Okay, nice easy kill there from the grenade. Gotta make sure the fuel control is good for Dog Commander, because the Tiger does cost quite a lot of fuel. And some LMGs coming online now, which is nice to see. Okay, opting for another Panzer III. I think with the compositions the way they are at the moment should be alright, just because RebelWarrior hasn't got too many bazookas on his ranges at this stage, in terms of how the weapon crate drops have gone. But could be a bit of a problem. Ooh, it's out of there just in time. Now being chased off by the Rangers, just charging ahead. And even with just one bazooka, the P3 struggling. Is still on prioritized vehicles for some reason though. I think that is definitely hurting its DPS a bit here. I mean, they're constantly micro it to attack. And yeah, the S-Minefield's also a pretty good option to try and contain the Rangers. Slow them down. Really need to take this P3 off prioritized vehicles here. It's missing a lot of firing time with its main gun. Still no smoke as well, so you've got to be a little bit more careful with these. Don't have that get out of jail free card from the smoke. Yeah, one of the P-Greens did die. I didn't see exactly how that happened. Don't know if it came up on the alerts either.
Captured. Shall we fortify? What do you need?
Definitely want to be repairing with the Panzer Pios. Don't have the repair upgrade from the armory. Just repair like twice as fast as the P-Greens in this situation.
Laying mines here. Prep them.
Okay. Gone for a replacement squad. It's going to be the Assault Greens. Yeah, I think this is really tough to try and use Assault Greens up against Rangers. Especially when you're coming in with like a big vet disadvantage. I don't think it's the right call, really.
The capture point is being taken from us.
Just get slaughtered. I think you're better off trying to suppress the Rangers, hit them with vehicles, than trying to go head to head with your own squads. There we go. Jumping out, dropping the grenade assaults, and the tanks getting some major damage done. Suppression coming in through the middle. P3's gone absolutely to town. Bazooka's died really fast there. Looking really good for Dog Commander right now.
That'll get you back into the race.
Bazooka on the ground. Probably do want to pick that up just so the Rangers don't pick it up. Probably not with the Assault Greens though. I think P-Green's okay. Panzer Pies or the Panzerjagers would be ideal. They're quite far away though. Good thinking coming out here with the minesweeper after running over that mine with the 250 early. That's very nice play. Dog Commander's it's gone for a walking Stuka. I think in this situation, maybe, like, you know, there's not that much to walking Stuka. You know, you got Rangers, they're running around. If you can land a walking Stuka hit on them, that's good, but maybe not that likely to happen. I think I'll probably just go for the vehicle repairs right now. Because at the moment, repairing up these vehicles seems to be a bit of a problem.
The enemy has taken a victory point. has arrived.
Nice little escape on the 250, but the Rangers are slaughtering the Assault Greens. Could even get the squad wipe on them.
Our munitions point is being neutralized by the
Doesn't look like they're focusing it though. come across. So we've got a Hellcat about to pop out. But your RebelWarrior's quite far behind at this stage. I mean, he's actually hit on the VPs, but his army is just so much smaller. But yeah, there's not that much for the Walking Stuka to really shoot at. Maybe if you force like a bunch of Rangers to retreat, you could go for like one in the base.
The enemy has dropped to 300 points. The fight continues.
Going for a Walking Stuka just for one machine gun.
Armory upgrade complete, Commandant.
Doesn't seem that likely to hit. And the problem with Rangers is, you know, they're always like running around, they're getting speed buffs from all sorts of stuff. It can be harder to hit them than other squads.
You have orders?
So machine gun's not set up here, that's a bit of a problem.
This will hold you for a while.
There's the Hellcat. He's a little bit late to react to this. Getting some really good hits from out the back. He's charging in to threaten the anti-tank grenades. Oh, Hellcat's gone for a rear sight. He's gone for the machine gun upgrade. Don't see that very often. Okay, there are so many S-mines down the side of the map. Sending a sweeper out there, but getting denied. Can't even get the opportunity to sweep them off. But RebelWarrior's got a bit of time. You can push out another Hellcat here. With two Hellcats and his Ranger force, he's actually in a fine spot, and he's got all those upgrades, so the bleed on his Rangers isn't that bad. All things considered. Panzerjagers have been upgraded with the Shrek now. A little bit low on health, however. Will die very quickly.
The advantage is ours.
Oh man, you can barely see these mines, can you? When as an observer.
Halftrack support is ready to deploy.
So yep, coming back to heal that up. That's nice to see. Has the walking Stuka fired so far? I don't know if it's fired since it hit the field.
The enemy sits at 200
I don't think so.
points.
And that maybe just illustrates when that many targets for it to actually shoot at here. But here we go. But the Rangers run past it. Oh, the end of the barrage. Scatters well. No dodge on the P3 though. P3 missing. Jaegers maybe can get one more Shrek off. Maybe not. There is a bazooka right here for them to pick up though. That's so nice. Oh. Oh, the S-mines, he retreated over them. What happened to his sweeper? And he surrenders. Can I yes, I can pause there before he booted out of the replay. Okay, well, 2 squad wipes. He throws in the towel. I thought he was going to be able to crawl past that walking Stuka, but apparently not. There's a lot of manpower, by the way. Could have easily had another Hellcat at this stage. Another couple squads gone for another engineer to sweep off the mines. So there are a lot of options here for RebelWarrior. Still had a chance to win this. Yeah. So yeah, I think Dog Commander, the problems here, going for veteran squad leaders instead of smoke on the flak feeling. Once you get the flak feeling, I think typically want to get smoke pretty shortly thereafter. Just makes keeping it alive so much easier. The extra health, so it doesn't die to 2 AT gun shots straight up. And then the smoke to just force the enemy into attack ground. Makes it so much harder for them to actually kill it. So that's what I'll be looking for. And then maybe later on, you have an idea what you're up against. In this case, Rangers. You know, the veteran squad leader P-Greens are never going to be like that directly strong against the Rangers. They can do all right if they get the LMG B3. They'll be respectable, but maybe the easier path to victory would be, you know, keep up with the S-mines. Those were good. Suppression from maybe even 2 machine guns. And after the P3 hits the field, first P3, and it's kind of like stabilize the game, can operate on the flanks, and you know that you've got the advantage. Maybe you could even like check your enemy's Rangers, see if they've got their health buff. I usually don't do that, but maybe you could in this case, especially like maybe once you're at the 15-ish minute mark and you haven't seen any tanks for a long time. Maybe see if they've got the health bonus from the survival training. But yeah, you probably expect quite often Ranger players will be going for these upgrades, at least advanced logistics, and that will delay their first tank. So yeah, once you've got a commanding position, comfortable with the P3, try get that Tiger out, because the Tiger just leads them so much better. Yeah. I think overall in this game, RebelWarrior just wasn't really like attacking that much. Usually the US players are a bit more aggressive, coming in from multiple angles, and they swallow up the map a bit more. But it wasn't so much the case here for RebelWarrior. It wasn't that vigorous in his attacking. Maybe that one good like play with the Rangers running through the middle. Gained a lot of ground there, but that was about it. Yeah. Hopefully that's all understood. Let's have a look at these stats. What? These KDs, man. What is going on with these KDs? Who knows? Who knows what the truth is here? Considering, you know, a lot of these were Ranger models, though, that's gotta be painful for RebelWarrior. Even with the discounts. Survival training and advanced logistics. Well, anyway, guys, wrap on that. If you like what can be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.